Hello, Namaskar, Zindabad, Johar. Welcome to this periodic update from the climate negotiations from the upcoming Conference of Parties number 26, which is going to start on October 31st in Glasgow, Scotland. This we are bringing out to reach out to thousands of other Indian groups, activists, movement groups, who are being impacted by climate change, who really don't know what is happening in the international negotiation platforms like the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, and how our politicians, the business leaders, despite their claims of being green, being climate friendly, being environment friendly, how they are continuing the destruction of our ecology, of many different species of life, and actually poisoning the earth. What is the history of this climate negotiations? The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change was formed in 1992 out of the Earth Summit. This is one of the three conventions on ecology and environmental conservation that came out of the Earth Summit. One was the UNFCCC, the Climate Convention. The second was UNCCD, UN Convention on Combating Desertification. The third was the UN Convention on Biological Diversity, UNCBD. All these are targeted to conserve the Earth's life as within the limits that we can tolerate. First Conference of Parties, COP1, was organized in Berlin in 1995. So it's already 26 years that we are having these annual climate summits where anywhere between 25,000, 30,000 people from all across the world are come together. They gather. It's not only the government bodies, it's the government negotiations, because the governments are the parties to the convention. There are 197 countries which have signed up to the UNFCCC, the convention, and they are parties to the convention. Basically, what is the cause for this large-scale international political action? As we all know, that environmental destruction, the climate impact of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, which warms the earth beyond the earth's capacity to control it. It's known for more than 100 years. The Stockholm Conference that brought it into the political action domain. And it was very clearly decided that this is not just an ecological problem, it's a political and economic problem and needs to be tackled at the larger political and economic forum. What was the purpose? The limitation or elimination of greenhouse gas emissions. Carbon dioxide is the major greenhouse gas, but there are many others like methane, nitrous oxide, CFCs, HCFCs, many others. So these are causing the earth to warm up, and this warming up is causing a lot of climate systems to go haywire. Our rainfall patterns have already changed beyond predictability. Droughts are striking us when it should not. Forest fires have spread throughout the world. Some of the forests are getting attacked by beetles and other insects which used to die out in the cold. There are rivers and lakes which are drying out. The coastal areas are getting hit by increasing number of cyclones, and millions and billions of people are getting impacted. So the Earth's climate systems have given enough warning that you have reached a limit. Now stop this destruction. But in spite of knowing this, and all these are known not from today, but from the 1970s, we knew as scientific community, it was known that where this is going. So the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which was formed in 1988, their task was to bring out a periodic assessment report. Till 2018, the global greenhouse gas emissions have increased than 57%. Even of the Paris Agreement, which was signed in 2015 in Paris, even after the Paris Agreement, 2016, 17, 18, 19, the emissions have increased. Only in 2020, because of global lockdowns, the emissions fell by around 7%, but this year it is rising again. So it is very clear the global economy is not responding positively in spite of the claims of the governments and industry and corporations to the urgent need of curbing greenhouse gas emissions, to let the Earth's climate systems and all other Earth systems stabilize, not to go beyond our abyss. So in these 26 years, if we look at the COPs, their achievement is one, they have been able to, in Paris, earlier in Kyoto, and then also to some extent in one or two others, bring together the 197 member countries in one platform to sign on to something which is very, very low ambition. And low ambitions means the actions they collectively pledge to do are nowhere near enough which is needed to be done. It is included in the disaster database that the number of disasters and the magnitude of disasters have increased from late 1970s by nearly 40% or more in some of the kind of disasters. And we are slowly coming into a very dangerous zone, which is called a tipping point, where the Earth systems might go into a runaway climate change. So that's the final warning the IPCC report of 2018 had given earlier. And this August, when the IPCC released its 6th assessment report, is given a final warning. It's being said this is code red for humanity. So we are hoping the world leaders will listen to this final warning. They will not damage the future of innumerable coming generations, their lives, along with other lives on the earth. And the movements across the world will be able to generate a social tipping point so that this inaction, this profit making, our addiction to the game of burn fossils, make profits, that ends. So we will be keeping you updated what is happening. Please stay tuned. You will get these updates every 2 days or so from Mausam and CFA. Thank you. Namaskar.